I have a suggested progressive response to the State of the Union which will politically destroy Donald Trump by taking away his voting base, destroy the anti-democracy Republican Party, and save the American people from poverty, suffering, and death. The only way to recruit Trump voters to reject Donald Trump, reject Republicans, and elect progressive Democrats is to use advanced voter psychology to debrainwash Trump voters. I am the inventor of the most advanced form of spiritual psychology in the world, and I have the expertise to tell you the following. How are Trump voters brainwashed to support Trump? What is the key to debrainwashing and recruiting those voters? Trump voters are brainwashed and controlled by pushing the survival instinct triggers in their mind. The key to debrainwashing them is to push the same triggers to cause them to question the lies and see the truth. Following is an example speech that would recruit even Trump voters to reject Trump, reject Republicans, and work hard to give progressive Democrats a supermajority in Congress. Speech: Progressive Response to the State of the Union. I am here to give all Americans what they want the most, including the Americans who voted for Donald Trump. I will tell Trump voters how they can get what they want the most. All working class Americans, including Trump voters, know that your jobs have been stolen from you, wealth has been stolen from you, your children, and your grandchildren, and the health and lives of your family members are being stolen from you. We all know that working class Americans are being oppressed and are suffering. I will tell you how to end the suffering of the American working class, including those that voted for Donald Trump. I will tell you how to end your suffering and protect your jobs, your wealth, your health, and your very lives. The problem is that American people are being lied to, so working class Americans will not join a revolution to end their suffering. You have been told the racist lie that it is Mexicans who are taking your jobs, money, health, and lives. The truth is, it is Donald Trump, the Republican Party, and the radical billionaire economic dictators of America who are taking your jobs, money, health, lives, freedom, and democracy. The only people who can protect you, your children, and America are progressive Democrats. Look at the facts of who is really taking your jobs, wealth, health, lives, freedom, and democracy. Look at the fact who is really attacking you and who is really protecting you. Who has really stolen your jobs? Donald Trump and Republicans have stolen American jobs with the government shutdown. Donald Trump and Republicans have stolen American jobs with the tariffs on steel and aluminum to raise manufacturing costs and force companies to offshore American factory jobs. Donald Trump and Republicans have stolen factory jobs and farm income with tariffs on Canada and Europe to keep our allies from buying our farm and factory products. Donald Trump and Republicans have stolen American jobs by not taxing billionaires to finance millions of construction jobs and green energy jobs. Donald Trump and Republicans have failed to take back the offshore factory jobs with strong enough tariffs, taxes, import quotas, and boycotts on low-wage factory products from China. The radical billionaire economic dictators of America and their Republican puppets have stolen and offshored 5 million American factory jobs, costing American workers over $1 trillion per year. If you want to know who has really stolen the jobs of American working class, then look at Donald Trump, the Republican Party, and the radical billionaire economic dictators of America. American workers, including Trump voters, need to join the revolution to demand that Americans be given the factory, construction, and green energy jobs they need to provide for their families. Who has really stolen the money of American workers? Donald Trump, Republicans, and the radical billionaire economic dictators of America have stolen over $1 trillion per year from American workers, their children, and their grandchildren with tax cuts to billionaires. The false prosperity in America is being propped up by spending trillions on a national credit card. Someday, the government will have to pay $1 trillion a year just on the interest rate. Then there will be an economic collapse and a depression in America. In the meantime, the debt of the national credit card is being put on the backs of the children and grandchildren of American workers. American workers, including Trump voters, need to join the revolution to demand that the radical billionaire economic dictators of America stop stealing trillions of dollars per year from the grandchildren of American workers. We need to raise taxes on billionaires to balance the budget, pay down the debt, and finance creation of millions of factory, construction, and green jobs. As Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, and others have pointed out, there is massive income inequality in America that is destroying the fabric of our democracy and the very lives of the American people. When America was oppressed by the political feudalism of a king inheriting rule of a nation, we had a revolution. Today, we are oppressed by economic feudalism, where a few inherit ownership and rule of America. Again, we need a revolution to end the feudalism of inherited ownership and rule of the nation. We need economic democracy in America, where wealth and power are in the hands of the people. Ways to help restore ownership and rule of the people includes the Bernie Sanders proposal of strong estate taxes on billionaires and the Elizabeth Warren idea of a wealth tax. We need to raise taxes on billionaires to balance the budget, pay down the debt, and finance creation of millions of factory, construction, and green jobs. We also need to use estate taxes and wealth taxes so a few people do not inherit ownership and rule of the nation. We also need to raise taxes on corporations by $1 trillion a year to help finance creation of millions of factory, construction, and green energy jobs. Taxes on a corporation should only be reduced if at least half of factory workers who produce their factory products are American workers in factories in America. Give half your factory jobs to American workers in America, and only then can you get a corporate tax cut. Otherwise, you must pay high corporate taxes to pay other companies to build factories in America for American workers. Who is really threatening the lives of you and your children? Donald Trump, Republicans, and the radical billionaire economic dictators of America are denying you Medicare for all and thus causing Americans to die from lack of health care. They are also arming terrorists to kill your children with assault weapons. Terrorists go into schools and mass murder our children with assault weapons because Donald Trump and Republicans allow terrorists to buy assault weapons and kill our children. Donald Trump, Republicans, and the radical billionaire economic dictators of America are responsible for the suffering and death of Americans by poisoned water, hunger, lack of health care, and terrorism. Oppose Trump and Republicans for causing the suffering and death of your children. If you love your children, then you hate Trump and Republicans for harming your children. Conclusion: Here is a message to all Trump Republican voters in America. You're right. Your jobs are being stolen. Your money is being stolen. Your health is being stolen. And your lives are being stolen. But it is a racist lie that it is Mexicans who are stealing your jobs, money, health, and lives. It is rather Donald Trump, Republicans in Congress, and the radical billionaire economic dictators of America who are stealing your jobs, money, health, lives, freedom, and democracy. Offshoring factory jobs and not taxing billionaires to finance factory, construction, and green jobs stole your jobs. Tax cuts on billionaires and corporations stole your money. Denial of Medicare for all, polluted water, and arming terrorists to kill our children has stolen your health and lives. The economic feudalism of having a low estate tax on billionaires has stolen your freedom and your democracy. It is Donald Trump, Republicans, and the radical billionaire economic dictators of America who have done that to you. To take back your jobs, money, health, lives, freedom, and democracy, you must join the progressive revolution today to elect the only people you can trust to protect you, your children, and America. You must join a progressive organization today and work hard to elect progressive Democrats to take back America from the radical billionaire economic dictators. Join the revolution today to end economic feudalism by joining a progressive organization to elect progressive Democrats, your only hope of protecting yourself, your children, and America. What if Donald Trump demands a wall? If Donald Trump insists on a physical wall, then every voter in America, including Trump voters, should call their representatives in the House and Senate and tell them the following. I'm against a physical wall because it would do nothing to help border security, and it would only serve as a monument to the racist lie that Mexicans are taking our jobs, money, and lives. The truth is that it is Donald Trump, Republicans, and the radical billionaire economic dictators of America who are stealing your jobs, money, health, lives, freedom, and democracy. Before one dime is wasted on a physical wall, all of the following more important things must be done. 1. Give Americans their stolen jobs back by raising taxes on billionaires and corporations to finance millions of factory, construction, and green jobs. 2. End the job killing and farm killing tariffs on Canada and Europe and on aluminum and steel. We need trade partners to buy our factory and farm products. We need to decrease our factory cost, will lower cost for the raw materials. 3. More effectively, take back our factory jobs from China. If tariffs alone do not force companies to send their factories back to America, then use even stronger economic punishment. Ask Europe to join a tariff or import limit on low-wage factory imports from China. Greatly increase taxes on corporations and only lower those taxes by half on companies where half of the factory workers that make their factory products are American workers. Have a national boycott or ban on factory products from China. No American should buy a tennis shoe made in China. Use taxes on corporations to pay corporations to build factories in America and give factory jobs to Americans. 4. Give Americans their stolen money back by raising taxes on billionaires and corporations by at least $2 trillion a year to balance the budget, pay down the national debt, finance free college, and create millions of Green New Deal jobs. 5. Give Americans their health back and their lives back by passing Medicare for all, keeping assault weapons out of the hands of terrorists who mass murder our children in schools, and ending poison in our water. 6. Use the National Guard to fix the health emergency in Flint by replacing the pipes and removing toxic chemicals and metals from the drinking water. 7. End the emergency in Puerto Rico by rebuilding it with a livable infrastructure and Green New Deal investment. 8. End the emergency on the border of immigrant children being taken from their parents, put in cages, and killed by lack of health care. All children must be immediately returned to their parents. Families must be given comfortable housing till their case is heard. They must be supplied with lawyers, food, and housing. Families must be economically compensated for the psychological abuse of separation. Any child not reunited with his or her parents should be compensated with $1 million and given psychological help to reverse the psychological damage done to them. 9. Give Americans their stolen democracy back by ending economic feudalism in America. Increase the marginal estate tax to be at least 90% for states worth more than $100 million. 10. Give Americans their stolen right to vote. All voters must have a paper ballot for recount. All citizens must be automatically registered to vote and be given a national voter ID card at post offices. Election day must be a national holiday. If voters in any district have to stand in line more than an hour, then they must be paid $100 for every hour of waiting. If any voter is denied his or her right to vote for any reason, then voters in that district must be given an extra week to vote, or there must be a new election. If any voter in any district was wrongly taken off the voter rolls, then the votes for that district will not be official until every voter has been granted the right to vote and their vote has been counted. 11. Stop Donald Trump, Republicans, and the radical billionaire economic dictators from stealing the jobs, money, health, lives, freedom, and democracy from you, your children, and America. How can you protect your family? It is time for all working class voters in America, including Trump voters, to join the revolution against economic feudalism, to protect our jobs, wealth, health, lives, freedom, and democracy. The only people who will protect you, your children, and America are progressive Democrats. To protect your children, do the following. 1. Join a progressive organization today. 2. Tell Congress to raise taxes on billionaires and corporations to balance the budget, pay down the debt by 10% per year, and finance the creation of millions of factory, construction, and Green New Deal jobs. 3. End economic feudalism with a progressive estate tax. The marginal rate on estate worth more than $100 million should be 90%. Work hard to elect progressive Democrats to take back America from the radical billionaire economic dictators. The radical billionaire economic dictators of America are at war with the American working class. It is time for all American workers to unite, fight back, kick out of office all Republican servants of the economic dictators. Elect progressive Democrats. Protect yourself, your children, and America. Trump You are eyes without a face, a waste of human waste. Your eyes without a face, a disgrace to the human race. Fight back against Trump. Elect progressive Democrats. Thank you.